Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, as well as the vast majority of crypto and finance. And with that being said, let's just dive in and let's start off with this. So as you guys do know, that Ripple is basically creating this stablecoin backed pilot program for Palau. And today we seen that the senator actually wants to have a full audit of this stablecoin. And we do see the Senate has some concerns regarding the constitutionality, security, accountability, statutory authority, and the oversight of the program. Personally speaking, I think that this is a good thing. In fact, I actually think that this could be very beneficial, just to kind of prove how transparent Ripple is, especially with a lot of the developments that are coming out from their side of things. So personally speaking, I think that this is great. And remember, like, this needs to happen in order to have these things go live. So it seems as though we're gearing up for this to fully go live eventually. And when I say eventually, it's probably going to be within the next 6 to 12 months. And we do see, can this practice, if allowed under this discretionary private partnering with government project, be used on other experimental/pilot programs for corporate profits, such as this alternative payment system? So definitely interesting. What do you guys think about this? In my opinion, like I said, I think that a full audit is fine. I don't think that we really have to worry about anything. I don't think that Ripple is trying to do anything, weird with this. Which again, like I've talked about it in the past, a lot of the things that are being built out on Ripple are extremely transparent. Like, we know about 99% of the things happening on Ripple. That 1% is probably NDAs and things like that. But I thought this was definitely interesting to see. I think that we're gearing up and getting closer and closer to the big launch. And we did see a few people coming out and talking a little bit about this deal as well. More so like the Palau Stablecoin, because on August 3rd, this got posted by Jay Hunter Anson, who is the Digital Residency Office Director. He's also a FinTech project manager, and he works within a lot of things around cybersecurity, cybercrime, stuff like that. But he's also the Palau Ministry of Finance. And here we have the Republic of Palau Stablecoin Pilot Project. Volunteer onboarding efforts continue at the Bureau of Customs and Immigration Office in Koror. I hope that I'm saying that name right. Getting the next group ready to receive their PSC. So, like I said, it looks as though we're getting closer and closer to a full stage launch of this. Right now, it is a pilot, but I do think that this is soon to go fully live. And a lot of people have been asking me questions about this. They've been asking me, like, since this is a digital dollar essentially as well, because it's right on par with the digital dollar, a lot of people have been asking me, like, do you think that this is leading us into the realm of a US digital dollar with Ripple? And it could be an introduction. I think that we need to have tests like this. I had a nice conversation over on Twitter. Let me see if I could find it real quick, where I was talking to an individual about it. And here it was, right? He said, do you think the live testing in Palau, which has deep ties with the US and uses the US dollar, could be part of it? That's my thinking. We're better to test it than there. And I said, possibly. I mean, it's a great example of how it could work. Palau has a small population, so it's a great start. So this could be the start of that. It's definitely interesting. And over here, we do see from Mark Phillips, he's saying Palau stablecoin is a big deal. What might also be a big deal that's being overlooked is the retail digital wallet facilitated by Ripple. Will digital wallets be another white label service for banks, credit unions, and other financial institutions? And it could very well be that, right? We know that Quant with Overledger is white labeling their Overledger platform for financial institutions and major, entities out there around the financial system. So this could very well be a possible white label product for banks, credit unions, and financial institutions. So this is definitely a big deal. I think that's very exciting. Listen, it's right on par with what we've been talking about with atomic settlement, right? Like, one of the biggest things I've talked about is atomic settlement. Atomic settlement is a game changer. And in fact, we started to see a few in-depth viewpoints from David Schwartz recently. Shout out to Anderson. We do see Schwartz confirming in recent spaces on-demand liquidity is aimed at non-banks. I think it's because of less regulatory burden as a main reason, not just inefficiency. Then I believe these banks will connect to these payment service providers in order to use on-demand liquidity. Bob Way, what I expect turning the switch is going to be connecting banks to these other payment service providers that are already using the XRapid product and now going through XRP now and increasing the volume. Now, do you understand how important PSP are? And we're getting to the point of the full, flip of the switch, if you will. I know that we've been talking about that for a while, and I know that it's a weightless term at this point because, right, like we've been waiting forever for it. But I want you guys to understand that this takes time. This is global financial disruptions. So this is huge. Now, of course, in terms of regulatory burden and regulations, happening, we're starting to get to the point where we don't need to worry about regulations anymore. I would argue within the next 2 years, we should have full-on regulations around crypto. In terms of XRP, we already know that XRP has essentially been cleared. I think that we're getting closer and closer. September is a huge month for a lot of regulations and things like that to come out around crypto. There's frameworks coming out. So, that's going to give us a little bit of a more in-depth view on where we are at with regulations and what we can expect within the coming weeks, months, and even years ahead. Now, also, in terms of atomic settlement, right? Because I do think that is a big game changer, more so around banks. So over here, I basically quoted a tweet from Cowboy Crypto 313, which I will get to here in a second. But I said, I keep echoing what Bob Way has said about atomic settlement and how it's the game over scenario. We are getting so close, and when it happens, it will be too late. Let me read that again. We are getting so close, and when it happens, it will be too late. What do I mean by this? Well, when we look at what atomic settlement is, it is atomic settlement between two central banks, meaning we have 100% settlement of two different assets. Being able to do that is a game changer. And I said, keep talking about XRP hovering around 60 cents. Keep talking about how it will never be worth $1 plus again. I'll keep stacking. The future is extremely bright, and soon every single central bank will be utilizing blockchain and DLT. Now, all we need to do is be patient and wait for the final stage. And this final stage is probably going to happen, I would argue, within the next 2 years. And I know that is a broad prediction, right? Like, oh, well, next 2 years, who knows when that's gonna, really morph into reality. I want you guys to understand that the next 2 years are going to reshape this entire space through regulations, through adoption, acceptance, even institutions. We know from a video recently that institutions are here, they are building, they are preparing. They said by 2024, they will finally fully go live. So a lot of things are happening. And we do see down here from Cowboy Crypto 313, he's quoting that the R3 tweet, which I did go over. We do see atomic settlement. Once you have atomic settlement between two central banks, it's game over. And if you guys do remember that post by R3, it's talking more so about the digital dollar project. And when DC has announced the completion of its retail CBDC pilot, the report discusses the benefits plus considerations of a US digital dollar to enable cross-border payments using DLT. And within this, you see terminology. So let me open this real quick in a new tab. Let me open this one up in a new tab as well so that you guys can see this clearly. So here we have terminology. Atomic settlement, a settlement method that is often defined as including simultaneous and instant properties when transacting cash, securities, or other assets. This method can group multiple transactions into a single batch to ensure that all legs are successfully settled or none of them are settled at all. Now, over here, we have atomic settlement via central banks. This is from Ripple, transforming global payments, enabling the internet of value. So check this out. Here's the full breakdown of it. Real-time 24/7 payments with local currency settlement via central banks. And you can see the entire breakdown on how this all works. And, one thing that I want you guys to realize is, Ripple already solved this. This is solved. We're just waiting for the first. And I'm telling you guys, this is going to put everything in motion. The first atomic settlement transaction between two central banks will accelerate the adoption of this technology more than anything else. Bob Way, which is an ex-Ripple employee, has stated this openly. Once that happens, it's game over. And this technology will open up a level playing field for everyone. Small, medium, large banks, they will all be in competition. For the longest time, the smaller banks could not compete. But once they utilize this type of technology, well, guess what? Then they can. This is going to be a big game changer. I'm telling you guys, all we need to do is be patient. Because right now, right, ODL is aimed at non-banks. Once we have zero uncertainty around regulations, That's when everything changes. And I know we got the case ending. Why is the XRP skyrocketing? Why is the XRP doing this? It's all utility. Hype only goes so far. Utility is where things lie within the value. Now, of course, last but not least, I do want to quote Brad Garlinghouse himself. We do see banks will use what's efficient and cheaper. XRP, it's just a matter of time. This is from XRP_Crow. We do see banks will use what is efficient and cheaper. And if you deliver a better product at a better price, they will use it. And you know what? One thing that I've been talking about a little bit around XRP is that, XRP is not the only asset in this space, right? Like, a lot of people have this misconception around XRP moving all the money. It's not going to do that. I've talked about this. You have XLM, you have XDC, you have HBAR, you have all these assets. There's going to be a lot of money. There's going to be a lot of players. And with that means higher values for most of these players. When I look at XRP, this is very, very incredible technology that Ripple has developed utilizing XRP. That technology is unmatched in the traditional world. There's some great assets in the space. I would argue that Ripple would acquire a significant percentage of the global money transactions. Now, are they going to grasp all the money? No. But hell, even 20%. 20% would be significant. There is a lot of money out there. There's a lot of things happening here. And I want you guys to realize that we're at a major point in time where you are either here and you see it, or you will be too late. That's why I say, you could sit here and complain about the price being so low. But I don't want to hear you complaining about the price being so high eventually. And I know, right? Eventually is such a loaded word. But I want you guys to realize that, 3 years in this space goes by pretty quick. Because this market moves 24/7, 365. Trust me, I know. I've been in this space for a while. I've been deep in crypto. I've been in crypto since 2014. But for the first couple years, I would argue 3, maybe even 4 years of crypto, it was mainly me just utilizing, crypto for CSGO gambling and stuff like that. So it wasn't really me being deep into crypto around utility and what crypto could be. But after 2018, that's when things start to shift a little bit. That's when I start to see the actual value here. This space moves very fast. Time goes by in a blink of an eye in this space if you are really heavily researching. From what I've seen around XRP, from what I've seen around what the elites want to do with this technology, we are so close. And I do think that a lot of these quotes and, the idea of, the flip of the switch, stuff like that, I understand how annoying it can be, but I want you guys to understand that it is going to be worth the wait. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. Others, up to you all. Have a beautiful day or beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. That's been Nick. Peace out, guys.